You probably think you are in control. You think you choose to pick up your phone, choose to open that app, and choose to keep scrolling. But what if I told you that for the last few years, your choices haven't actually been your own? Right now, sitting in your pocket or resting in your hand is a device mathematically engineered to bypass your conscious mind. It doesn't just want your attention. It wants to fundamentally rewire the neurobiology of your brain. And if you're constantly feeling exhausted, unable to focus, or wondering where the last 3 hours just vanished to, you aren't lazy. You are actively being hacked. Think about the last time you tried to just sit in silence. Within seconds, a subtle, creeping anxiety begins to wash over you. Your fingers twitch. You might even feel a phantom vibration against your leg. You reach for the glowing screen, promising yourself you'll just check one single message. 45 minutes later, you're deep in a trance, watching videos you don't even care about, scrolling through the lives of strangers. You hate it, but you cannot stop. The biggest lie we are constantly sold is that this is a discipline problem. We are told that if we just had a little more willpower, we could easily put the screen away and reclaim our productivity. But relying on willpower against modern technology is like bringing a butter knife to a nuclear war. Your brain is buckling under what neurotechnology researchers call attention residue. Even when the phone is turned off, silenced, and placed face down on the table, a massive chunk of your cognitive processing power is still trapped inside that little black rectangle. But there is a way out. There is a specific, clinically proven dopamine reset protocol that can sever this invisible leash and physically hand you your brain back. I am going to give you the exact step-by-step framework to execute this reset today. But to understand why the cure works, you first have to understand the trap. You need to look under the hood of the ultimate behavioral weapon. In 2019, behavioral designers mapped out exactly how these applications create uncontrollable, lifelong habits. It's called the hook model. And it operates on a ruthless, unavoidable 4-stage cycle: trigger, action, variable reward, and investment. It always starts with a trigger: a loud ping, a bright red notification badge, or even just a fleeting internal moment of boredom while waiting in line. This trigger prompts a mindless action, a simple tap, or a frictionless swipe of the thumb. But here is where the steel trap snaps shut: the variable reward. When you pull your finger down to refresh your feed, you have absolutely no idea what you are going to get. It might be a hilarious video, it might be a deeply stressful news headline, or it might be absolutely nothing. This pure unpredictability is the exact same psychological mechanism used in casino slot machines. A landmark 2018 study from Harvard University detailed exactly what this unpredictability does to your mesolimbic system, the powerful reward pathway in your brain. It turns out your brain doesn't actually release dopamine when you get a reward. It releases dopamine in anticipation of the reward. Think of dopamine not as a warm feeling of pleasure, but as a biological homing missile. It is a molecule of sheer, unadulterated motivation that forces you to seek out the unknown. Every single time you swipe, that digital slot machine spins, and a fresh, intoxicating hit of dopamine floods your nervous system. Over time, this completely shatters your brain's natural reward architecture. A brilliant 2023 neurobiology study at the University of Alabama revealed a terrifying physiological shift that happens inside the heads of heavy smartphone users. Eventually, your brain realizes that consciously seeking this digital reward requires way too much energy. So it physically moves the behavior away from the conscious, decision-making centers of your prefrontal cortex. It relocates the behavior straight into the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia is the dark, primitive basement of your mind where automatic, unconscious habits live. Once the behavior reaches the basement, the game is over. You are no longer scrolling because it feels good. You are scrolling because your basal ganglia has made it a biological reflex. You have shifted from reward-driven behavior to blind, habit-driven compulsion. And This reflex is quietly destroying your ability to function as a human being. According to a 2026 study led by A.J. Keller, the CEO of Neurosity, this constant rapid-fire context switching is leading to the total collapse of the average human attention span. Because of this, your brain is never, ever fully present. When you rapidly switch your eyes from a work email to a short-form video and then back to a text message, your mind leaves behind a microscopic piece of its focus on every single item. This is the attention residue we talked about earlier. By noon, your cognitive bandwidth isn't just tired, it is completely shredded. And the nightmare only gets worse when the sun goes down. A brand new 2026 study published in the Journal of Health, Wellness, and Community Research examined the devastating effect smartphones have on our deep sleep. You probably already know that the artificial blue light from your screen suppresses melatonin, the chemical that tells your physical body it's time to sleep. But the real danger isn't the light. The real danger is psychological hyperarousal. By scrolling through emotionally charged, hyper-stimulating content right before bed, you are signaling to your nervous system that you are in a high-stakes, dangerous environment. Your brain literally thinks you are out hunting, or worse, being hunted. You aren't just losing an hour of sleep, you are chemically denying your body the ability to repair its own cells. So, how do we break the hook? How do we rip the wiring out of the basal ganglia, beat the attention economy, and take our lives back? You don't need to throw your phone into a river and move to a cabin in the woods. The answer lies in reverse engineering the exact same behavioral psychology they use to trap you in the first place. First, we have to weaponize a powerful concept from a 2023 behavioral science paper on digital well-being. It is called intentional friction. Right now, your phone is entirely frictionless. It is way too easy to pick up, unlock, and scroll. You need to build physical and psychological speed bumps to slow down your basal ganglia. Start by turning your phone screen to grayscale. When you remove the vibrant colors, the neon casino in your pocket loses its hypnotic shine. Almost instantly, your brain stops registering the screen as a high-value, dopamine-rich environment. Next, delete the worst offending apps from your home screen entirely. Force yourself to physically type the name of the app into the search bar every single time you want to open it. This tiny 3-second delay introduces severe friction. It gives your conscious brain just enough time to wake up, look around, and ask, wait, why am I actually doing this? But adding friction alone isn't going to save you. We also have to implement a crucial framework that the Association of School and College Leaders recently termed digital nutrition. When you finally try to stop using your phone, you are going to leave a massive, echoing void in your daily routine. If you just sit there on the couch, staring at the wall, trying to resist the urge to scroll, you will fail. You have to completely transition your mindset from passive consumption to active participation. Stop doom scrolling and start creating. If you are going to pick up the device, use it to read a long-form book, write down your thoughts, or learn a new, tangible skill. You must consciously change the diet of your digital consumption from empty behavioral calories to dense, intentional nutrition. Which brings us to the final, most important piece of the puzzle. The open loop I promised to close for you at the very beginning of this video, the dopamine reset period. Clinical rehabilitation centers, like Phuket Island Rehab, that treat severe, life-altering social media dependence, use a highly effective protocol based on cognitive behavioral therapy and acceptance and commitment therapy. They don't just gently tell their patients to use their phones a little bit less. They mandate a strict, calculated period of absolute technological boredom. To actually repair the fried dopamine receptors in your mesolimbic pathway, you must voluntarily subject yourself to boredom. You have to let the homing missile run completely out of fuel. By committing to a voluntary device reduction, even just 24 to 48 hours of a severely restricted, low dopamine environment with zero social media and zero fast-paced entertainment, your brain will undergo a miraculous physical change. It will actually begin to upregulate or heal its dopamine receptors. You must accept the urge to check your phone without acting on it. Let the anxiety rise and watch it pass. If you do this, the colors in the real world will literally start to look brighter. Your ability to focus deeply on a single difficult task will return. The phantom vibrations in your pocket will fade into silence. You will finally pull the plug on the basal ganglia's automatic programming. The technology sitting in your pocket is an absolute miracle of human engineering, but it is a terrible, ruthless master. As you move forward, keep this undeniable truth in mind. If you do not intentionally direct your own attention, someone else will gladly harvest it for profit. Your time, your focus, and your mind are the most valuable, irreplaceable assets you will ever possess. It is time to take them back. If this video helped you understand the invisible psychological forces fighting for your attention, hit the subscribe button and like the video. It helps this channel grow, and more importantly, it tells the algorithm to feed you more content that actually empowers you instead of exploiting you. Stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.